Good evening, race fans. Welcome to SpeedZone TV, bringing you race number 6 for Lightning Esports at Chicagoland Speedway today. We got qualifying just finishing up, and these drivers are getting ready to rip and roll for 80 laps for the Big Red Customs painting and diecast. I'm going to be your host tonight, Robert Warrens, alongside my co-host, William Ridgway. Will, give a shout out to the peeps.
Yeah, I'm excited for tonight. We're coming up on the playoffs. I think we're gonna have a good race tonight. I think it's gonna be fun. We've got 18 drivers tonight, so should be a good show.
Yeah, I think the pit window's in and around 28-ish laps or so, depending on how they manage their tires and their wear.
Yeah, I was talking with a driver in the practice, and he said it was actually going to be a little less than that. It was, if you save, it's going to be around 27 laps. So, we're probably going to have to see 2 or 3, possibly 3 stops, depending on if the cautions fall right.
Yeah, and I think Chicagoland's a good intermediate track. You're going to see a lot of different racing lines kind of pick up as it goes on. I don't know if these guys are going to start shifting to the high side, or if they're going to just stick it on the bottom. But
I think the bottom's going to be your tire saving place, and the ones that move to the top early will be, their tires will be a little more worn towards the back half of the run.
Looks like these drivers are rolling the pace laps underway. Austin Craig's our pole sitter right now, setting the fast lap. I think he's about a 10th quicker than the entire field.
Yeah, Austin Craig, Dale Adamson round out your front row there. Robert Kahn, Stephen Shue, P4, Bud Shearer, Chris Phillips, Keith Taylor, Jason Henry, and Chris Suchler round out your top 10 qualifier. Oh, Carl Staton. I was reading this wrong. Carl Staton is your P10 qualifier right now. So, yeah, some familiar names up top. So we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to see, if we're going to see a long green flag run here or not, or if there's going to be a caution early on, or what's going to happen. But these guys are battling. There's 2 in the top 10 that are locked into the playoffs right now. So 8 drivers are battling pretty hard.
Yeah, I can't. There we go. I was having an issue with my sound there, but I think we've got it squared away. Green flag is out. Austin Craig looks like he spun the tires pretty hard there.
Giving Adamson a good run on the outside.
Yeah, Craig's going to fall back to P4 going into 1. With Adamson taking over the lead and Stephen Shue P2. Craig's coming back, though. On the inside. Oh, he is driving it hard.
Yeah, he's been a consistent runner up front when he's been running, but tire management's going to be a thing here as this race ticks on.
For sure. Dale Adamson leads your first lap with Austin Craig settling in P2. That was a good recovery there for spinning the tires, and he essentially fell back to P4, but he got those spots back.
Adamson's running.
Robert Reynolds has came into the pit. I don't know what his issue is there, but let's see. Yeah,
I'm not seeing any reason why. But he's locked into the playoffs, so I'm not really sure he's concerned. Maybe he's just showing up, saving the tire bill.
Yeah, for sure. He is. He's locked in, so we ain't got to worry about him. Trying to see while we're looking at Dale Adamson lead. Yeah, Robert Reynolds is leading the points. Stephen Shu, Bud Shearer is your top 3 in points right now.
Adamson's doing a good job of just maintaining some good pace and checking out.
Yeah, he's running that on that first seam or first seam, kind of second lane. That's a great line to run here. You're not on the full bottom, but you're not on top wearing your stuff out either. But there's so many lanes to run, right? You can run the bottom on the white line, you can run the middle, you can run the top, and they all work, which makes this track a lot of fun.
Moving back a little further in the field, it's on the 21 car of Robert Kahn. He's won 2 races this year, and it looks like he's battling in some traffic right now. I don't know if his strategy is to save tire, but you can see now on the screen is the top 5 have broken away. 6th to 10th is all about 2 seconds and plus back. So
yeah, he could be saving fuel. We heard in practice, it's going to be cutting it close to having to pit a 3rd time. So maybe he's trying to stay fuel early and so that he can go hard at the end.
Yeah, it's quite possible. Got a tight battle though in that pack of 6 or 7 cars.
Yeah, Chris Schuchler in P10 in the Kool-Aid car, followed by the purple Kool-Aid car of Dennis Warnez in P11. Dennis Warnez was the fastest car in practice. I'm not sure what happened during Q. He was 3/10 off of his practice time in Q, so not sure what happened there.
Yeah, maybe he didn't get the tire dope out for the qual, and Ledford's gonna try to pinch him down on the high side, but he's not successful coming out of 4 there.
Yeah, Ledford's on his tail. It looks like we got a battle heating up for the lead. Austin Craig is trying to get to the inside of Dale Adamson with Stephen Shu and Chris Phillips. They're kind of right there as well. The front 2 start battling. It's going to bring those 2 closer and closer.
And not too far behind is in P3 Stephen Shu, and then Phillips in behind him. Phillips has had like a weird dance with Lady Luck. He hasn't been victorious, but he's led so many laps, and I'm hoping he can get it done at some point.
I think he will, and tonight might be the night. But yeah, he's run up front all season, and he's been sniffing around that win, so he'll get there. I think he's pretty well off in the points. I'm trying to take a look now. No, he's only 5 points out of he's P7, but he's only 5 points away from dropping out of the points or the playoff. So he needs a good run here. He needs a good solid top 5, 6, and to kind of solidify his playoff chances.
On board with 08 machine of Keith Taylor, chasing down Staton.
I think Keith Taylor joined earlier. That's good to see his name. I know he hasn't run a ton this season. I think he ran one other race, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong there, but good to see him up there and running. You got Garrett Caswell. He's running a P5. He's up 7 positions. He's made a charge these first 12 laps. So we'll see if he can get up to the front 4 and maybe lead some laps.
I mean, looking at the lap times there, he was only about a tenth off of what the leaders were, and they're in a pack, right? So they got a little bit of a draft. So I think he's kind of where he needs to be as far as time goes.
For sure. And they start battling, who knows? He could suck right on up in there. It looks like Austin Craig is getting passed by Stephen Shue and Chris Phillips. Wondering if Craig has worn out his stuff or maybe possibly saving.
You mean you come this far, you're 14 laps in of 80 laps. I don't know how much saving you're doing now, right?
Yeah. So you might as well just go on at this point. But Dale Adamson has he took the lead there. He took advantage of Austin Craig spinning his tires and hadn't looked back since.
And he's putting a little gap. He's almost up to a half second as the exit turn too.
If you go back to look at Chantel Throttle Pottle back in P12, there's a good battle for 10th place. Dennis Warnez, Ledford, and Pottle. They are battling pretty hard right now. They were side by side.
Ledford's been on Warnez's bumper for I don't know how many laps now. I don't know if you're gonna see him get frustrated and give him the punt.
Yeah. It looks like Schuschler's falling back there a little bit. He's right behind them in P13, but he's still having a good run so far.
Throttle Pottle's looking in the inside of Ledford there. I don't know if she's going to be able to complete it. I think, the opportune way to pass is going to be to get a run on the high side, it looks like.
Yeah, the later you get in the run, the harder it's going to be to pass on the inside here. After about 10 or 15 laps, it just goes to the top, and that's where you got to pass. Outside of maybe a slide job or something, it's unlikely you're going to pass on the inside unless they make a mistake or something like that. But Dale Adamson has, he's been leading this whole time. He's just kind of riding that top middle, and they haven't been able to get around him. But yeah, so far so good for Adamson and those top 4 or 5. They're just kind of riding around.
Yeah,
Robert Reynolds.
Con's moved up into 5th there, and it looks like he's taken off the save switch, and he's attacking the crowd a little bit more.
Yeah, he has. Garrett Caswell may have, we said he was up 7 spots or something, and he may have worn his stuff out a little bit more than he expected to, because he's under fire right now. But with it looks like Carl Staton, Jason Henry, and Keith Taylor all gunning for what he's 9th, P8, P6, P7, something like that. I have my positions are a little wonky right now. Trying to get that. There we go. It's working now. I don't know what was going on there.
Caswell sliding up the track.
It looks like it's
almost like contact there.
Yeah, they did a good job not to wreck there. Looks like Dennis Warnez has caught Caswell as well. And Pottle and Ledford, and they're just coming up. See, I think Caswell probably ran a little bit hard those first 10, 12 laps, and his tire, he's paying the price now. So.
Yeah, 100%. What do these guys have for tires? Well, they got 2 sets to bolt on?
Yes, they have 2 sets, 2 extra sets in the pit. 3 if you count what they start the race on. I know some people count that, some people don't. It's confusing to some people, but 2 extra sets. So if they have to stop 3 times, it's going to get tricky on when you take those tires. because we're coming up on pit stop in probably 4 to 6 laps.
Yeah, and Khan's running about 0.3 quicker than the
Yeah,
cars in front of him.
He is blistering. He's definitely turned off the save switch. We got a battle for the lead, it looks like. Austin Craig wants that spot before the pit stop start over Adamson. But, I mean, you've seen he was on the inside, and Adamson all Adamson has to do is ride that top and not mess up. And Craig will never get by him.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to complete a pass if somebody can manage and protect the high side. 100% agree.
Yeah. If that was me and you out there, Rob, I'd have to put the bumper to you, and that's the only way I'd get by you.
Looks like Craig might get a run on the outside here. Oh, he shut the door.
He shut the door hard.
Yeah, I don't know if that was friendly with, 56 laps to go.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do.
I guess. I guess.
I mean, you're not here to make friends. You're here to you're here to get wins. That's what it is. Oh, he's made it. He's gotten to the inside.
Well, now we're seeing like this late in the run, Adamson hasn't gotten down from the bottom or the high side of the track, right? So he's right up there against the wall.
Yeah, he was. He was taking that Larson line there, but yeah, see, there it is. Craig couldn't clear him, and that's the end of it. It's going to be really hard. He's going to have to send it in and hope he can clear to do a slide job. That's the only way that's going to happen. Outside of Adamson messing up.
And Khan has caught them, so he's just in 5th there.
There goes Shu. He got on the outside of Craig. Let's see if he can hold it going into 1 here. Looks like he will. He's going to stick to the outside of Craig. Oh, Craig shut the door hard.
Oh, man.
They're not playing friendly. They're early in the race. Yeah, we're coming up on pit stops here in the next few laps. So they're trying to get their positioning. Looks like Adamson had an issue off of 4 because Craig cleared him easily. Oh, we've got some takers. Keith Taylor and Chris Susler, Garrett Caswell. They're all in the pit. Oh, Garrett Caswell got a black flag. So I'm assuming speeding. Take a look. It looked clean. Oh, yeah, we got Dennis Warnez, Dale Adamson. There's a lot of people coming in the pits now.
Well, they made it to lap 28, right? So
yeah, they did. Mm-hmm.
So they're going to need a splash. And I don't know if it's going to be advantageous for somebody to, short pit, keep their old tires for, those 5 laps, 10 laps till they can fuel up again.
Oh, big group. Con, Stu, Phillips, Craig, Henry is right behind them. Burke, Latrell. Latrell gets sideways coming in the pits. Yeah.
So we got everyone has cycled through, I think, except Rideout. I'm showing Rideout as the
Correct.
new leader.
Correct. Rideout may, if he can hold it in pit now, he may can make it on one more stop.
No.
Here he's coming now.
No. He's coming to lap 30. That's 60. And he's still got 20 more laps he's got to make.
Yeah, I suppose.
No, it is one more stop regardless for everyone.
Yeah, it is. I had my math wrong,
Yeah, you're special.
Imagine that. I am sometimes. Garrett Caswell has served his penalty. I'm assuming that was a speeding penalty. It didn't look like he was speeding, but my miles per hour may be off. But it looks like that's the only black flag that I can see. So everybody did a good job getting down to speed and in there.
And look at that. Adamson has got a 4-second lead on Khan. So
Yes.
I don't know if we can do some intel. You know, did he not bolt on tires and just take fuel? And if he did he take too much fuel?
So he did not take at least 4. I'm going to go back and find out, but because he is 7 seconds. Wait. I'm at their pit stops now.
Please hold. Please
hold. Let me take a look. If my cameras would work, you know. He just took fuel. He did not take tires.
That's going to be interesting.
So we'll see if he comes in, you know, in 5, 6, 7 laps and does his stop essentially.
And they're catching him pretty quick as well. That time's just ticking down. Just 2 laps ago, he was 4 seconds, right? So those new tires are paying off big. He just turned to 33.6. And second place turned to 32.7. So it looks like Khan is saving as well. And then third place, Austin Craig, 32.1 that last lap. So looks like some different strategies.
Yeah, so after pit stops, let's you know, go through the top 10 just to kind of refamiliarize ourselves. We got Adamson leading, Robert Kahn and Austin Craig rounding out your top 3. Stephen Shu and Keith Taylor has moved into P5. Chris Phillips, Dennis Warnez up to P7, Carl Staton P8, Jason Henry P9, and Jeffrey Ledford P10, with Bud Shear honorable mention and P11. And looks like you got Garrett Caswell up there racing with second and third pretty hard to hopefully try and get his lap back, because this is for the lead now. So he's trying to get his lap back.
So Adamson pulled in the pits.
So he's doing what we
short stop.
No, he's not. He hadn't pulled into the pits yet.
Oh, he's just falling backwards.
He's falling backwards hard. Now, if I was him, I'm probably going to try to pit right here. You don't want to stay out too much longer, assuming that's his strategy. I don't know what his strategy is, but
well, he's gotta make it so that there's 28 laps left in the tank or so, right? So he's got to run it to almost lap 50.
Ugh. I don't know if that's the move, but we'll see. Who knows? You got Garrett Caswell has gotten his lap back. Or no, he's 3 laps down. I thought he was 1 lap down. I was incorrect. So he's gotten one of his laps back. He's hoping for a yellow right now. We got Austin Craig finally leading this thing after getting the pole and spinning his tires at the first on the start. He's finally taken over the lead. Robert Kahn second and Stephen Shu third. Dennis Warnez fighting with Jason Henry for P6. If you're going to make a move on the bottom, now's the time to do it. Because the more laps you run, the more that's not going to happen.
No, you're exactly right, Will. A lot of good 2x2 racing here. But there's also not a lot of time. We're 38 laps in. We're almost halfway to the finish line. And it's looking like, are we going to stay green? Like, is Adamson's strategy going to pay off here? Because he's got freshies to bolt on still. And I don't know if everyone else is on the same strategy.
Yeah, I think Adamson's strategy only works if a caution comes out now or if a caution comes out in a bit. He's banking on a caution. And right now, I mean, we've been in this league for a little while. We've run a few of these races, right? So these things do go green.
Yep. Yeah, 100%.
And it's, that's something not to bank on. Not in this league, anyway. And Adamson may go a lap down.
Oh, he's definitely going to go a lap down in the pits. I'm showing he's gone into the pits now.
Oh, has he? Oh, yeah, he has. Yeah, he's in the pits now.
He did a 14-second stop, so that looks like it's...
He did take 4 tires.
Yep.
Yep. So he is coming out of the pit. Yeah, he's going to be a lap down.
But the thing is, Will, is he's still going to have to come in for another splash. Like, you can only do 30 laps max, so I'm not really sure how that's going to be working out.
I think he's banking on tires. He's going to have a caution at a specific time for this to work out for him, and it's going to be a short window. So we'll see how it goes. But we got some racing up front. Top 5 or top 7, really. Throw a blanket over them.
They're on a tight little knitted blanket.
Yep. You got Dennis Warnez in the back of that pack. And Keith Taylor. Yeah, it's getting ready to heat up. As we're just past halfway. We're on that, 42 now?
Yeah. Honey, get the popcorn.
Yep.
Keith Taylor rubbing the wall.
Yeah, and Warnez clears them. Steven Shu has been rather quiet this season. He hasn't won, but he's usually top 5, and he's P3 in points right now. So
yep.
He's going to be tough. That consistency really pays off.
There's only one Mr. Consistent. That's Shear.
That's Shear.
Yeah, Mr. April, I believe that was last week.
Well, Steven Shu's going to be Mr. May because he's consistent, very, very consistent. You got Caswell, his time's running out. I think he's going to get he's getting chewed up by Craig here. I think Caswell has worn out his tires trying to stay in front of the leader.
See how he shares the track with our leader here. Is he going to yield or is he going to fight?
He's going to have to fight. I mean, he's 3 laps down, or he's now 2 laps down, but, he does that, maybe get a caution now, might help out. Steven Shu on the outside of Austin Craig for the lead. Looks like he backed off a little bit.
It looks like he backed up entry to get a good run on exit.
Yeah, and it worked. He's on the outside. He is to his right rear. Now, it's basically going to be, where is Caswell going to go? Doesn't look like Shu can get through the middle of the corner as well as the other guys. Because he, going in the corner, he was side by side, but then he just lost a lot of time there. 3 wide.
Dangerous.
Looks like Caswell, for the most part, is getting out of the way fairly well there.
Surprising too. We don't see Henry up much in the front, but he's sitting in 5th with the lead pack of cars. So I don't know if his team got out and did some testing or what was the strategy there, but pretty notable run for Henry.
Yeah, Henry's running really well. The top 5, the entire top 5 is running great, but yeah, Henry's having a great run. The top 5, man, they're just equal.
Yeah.
Robert Kahn is going to try for the lead here over Craig. It's going to be tough, though. Yeah, like we said earlier, that's going to be a tough move. The later and later it gets.
Trusler up high. Three
So
wide.
Yep, he had to let off. Craig had to let off just a little bit because of that, and that allowed Kahn to clear.
And we're about what? 10 laps from the. Oh, Craig looking under, getting aggressive.
I like it. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, I think Craig on the exit of turn 4 there on the last lap, he just couldn't open the wheel up, and he had to let off a little bit, and that cost him. Craig holding strong on the bottom.
Yeah, but I don't know after 1 and 2. Well, he's sending it in there on entry.
Yeah, he is sending it. He's got to find a place to slide up. That's what he's going to have to do.
Heck of a battle here.
Yeah, it looks like Kahn's going to clear him here.
I don't know if Craig's done, though.
Craig's definitely not done. That's for sure. We'll see. First time we've seen Kahn lead this today.
I think we've just watched him be real patient.
Yeah.
And not use up his stuff until it mattered, right? Like when we came into that first pit cycle, we saw Kahn take the lead after Adamson pit, and now we're nearing that next pit cycle in about, I don't know, 8 laps or so. And I wonder if we're going to see that same thing where Kahn's going to lead them into the pits and kind of control what the pit strategy is going to be.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Something's happened with Dale Adamson. Kind of look back.
Well, he had to go in the pits, so he went a lap down from the pits.
Oh, yeah, there he is. It was saying my stuff was my stuff's being loopy today. I don't know what's going on with it. So they can make it from here.
Yeah, one more stop.
Chris Luschler has been in the pits. He is now coming out. So he's the first car. He was a lap down or so, though. We'll see who the first taker is on the lead lap.
I almost feel like if you break away and you come in that lap early, that track position might be what you need.
Keith Taylor coming in from P7. Yeah, I think so. You could just hold the lead until the tires wear a little bit. You'll be good. Craig is not letting Kahn get away. That's for sure. He's still right on his bumper.
I don't think you want to let Kahn get away. It's 2/10 is not very much, but I feel like Kahn's probably got a little bit more tires pocketed because you watched Craig try to battle Adamson right away, and he attacked pretty hard.
Yeah, you got Keith Taylor had a clean stop, it looks like. It's been a clean race so far.
Yeah, I mean,
I've been impressed.
25 laps to go, not a lot of time, so I mean, technically these guys can come pit whenever they want. Sean Warren's darted into the pits.
Yeah, Adamson as well. I'm just not sure on Adamson's strategy there, that first stop. I'm not sure what went on there.
Yeah, I don't know if he was on the wrong side of the coin toss.
Craig, Phillips, and Henry are all coming in.
Now we're gonna have to see if Khan comes in the next lap. He's alone with Shu out there.
If I'm Robert Kahn, I'm coming in this time.
Yeah, there's no advantage to him staying. He is coming in. There's no advantage for him staying out because if those guys work together, stay in a single line, he's not going to be faster than them.
Right. Looks like they all come out together. Everything looked good there. I didn't see any black flags, so they're clear. Second set of drivers here. Who is that? Sean Burke, Bud Shear, and Carl Staton. They're all together as well. They're a little bit further back. But it looks like they came in a pack and come out as a pack as well.
Got Shu coming into the pits now.
We're going to see. Here comes Craig. He's going to pass Khan for sure. It's not going to be a whole lot, though, but it may be all he needs. He's going to be about a second, maybe 8 tenths to a second. Yeah, about a second over Khan.
Well, we're going to see who's got the gas in the tank and who's got rubber left on their tires. Phillips got a little
Dennis
loose
Warnez up to P6, but he pitted lap 55, it looks like. So he pitted a lap or two earlier than pretty much everybody around him outside of Keith Taylor. And so we'll see how that works out.
Well, if, you know, it's the same rubber, is it really a factor? It's just track position at that point, right? And
yeah,
how well you get in and out of the pits.
Craig is laying some laps down. I'm just wondering if it's going to be, if he's, you know.
Yeah, is he using it up?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I just couldn't. Yeah. Had one of those moments. Chantel Pottle got super loose off of 4, went through the grass, but she's all right. We stay green.
Henry just made a move on Warrens.
Henry is running tonight. He's P4 right now. So
somebody check that man for some steroids.
Yes.
Share him if you got him. Henry does a little brake draft move down the stretch there.
Oh, Chris Phillips. He just dives it in on Robert Kahn. And will clear. Self-clear a little bit, but he cleared. Oh, man, that was a dive if I've ever seen one. I like it. I don't, you know, it's time to go.
Well,
that's all there is to it.
Khan's won 2 races. Craig and Phillips haven't won.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 20 laps ago was not a lot of time.
Yeah, well, here's another thing to consider. Caution comes out. Khan is just sitting back there in P3 with tires, a lot more tire, because they don't have any more set. So, you know, that's going to be a big factor if a caution comes out in, let's say, 7, 8, 10 laps.
Yeah, 100%. He is pocketing a little bit of tire for sure.
Yeah, and that's where the wins come in, because he doesn't have to worry about it. If the caution doesn't come out and he does end up P3, so be it. He's in the playoffs.
It looks like Phillips is on the hunt.
Yeah, his last lap, and Craig and Phillips are mirroring each other, at least the last lap, for the most part. And like I said, Kahn's just kind of sitting there.
It's about a 10th
Henry,
off.
Yeah, I think he's doing that on purpose, and Henry is running About the same as everybody else. Yeah, that last lap, Craig was about a tenth or two off of them. I think he might be starting to back it down a little bit on purpose.
Might be a little late.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah,
Better late than never, though.
Yeah, no, shout out to Henry, though, in that Symmetrics 10 car, one of the league sponsors, doing a great job at his performance tonight, making a good show for everyone. You know, we were tuned in tonight on SpeedZone TV for the 80 laps at Chicagoland for the Big Red Customs and Paint and Diecast. So those are your official race series sponsor tonight. 15 laps to go, not a lot of time, and both Phillips and Kahn are just flicking them down on Craig.
Yeah, I think, you know, hopefully Craig is just running the bottom, saving until they get there, and then he'll move to the top and you know, press the gas, essentially. But yeah, he's just kind of sitting out there, and he's in a good spot overall. But we'll see how it plays out. Phillips and Kahn are definitely coming. They're what, half a second behind?
Yeah, not even now. 3/10, 4/10, yeah. And Kahn's attacking the bottom side on Phillips. Let's see if he does the self-clear. Returns the favor.
He did.
Well, this is where it's going to get interesting with these three, right? So.
Yeah, Phillips is. Kahn's going to get up there to the top, and he is to the top. I'm very surprised Craig didn't go to the top there.
Is Craig saving fuel? Is he going to be... He looked really off pace there.
I don't think so. He came in with... he came in on lap 56, so that would be 24 laps left. So yeah, they should be... as far as fuel goes, they should be fine. Because they went 27, 28 laps the first run, so I don't see that being an issue.
Now Phillips has got to make quick work of Craig. Craig's not done. He's hard on that bottom.
You got to be careful with that.
Oh, we could be going 3 here.
That right front will heat up, and he will slide. And that will not be fun.
He's sending it on the bottom.
Yeah, that outside's just too much this late in the run. Oh, it looks like Phillips almost, he's going to dive to the inside.
He's got tire left.
What can't happen is Kahn clear and these two race each other. They got to keep the heat on Kahn, or it's all 3 wide for the lead going into 1.
Oh, man. Oh, Kahn backs out.
Kahn backs out big time.
10 laps
he lives
to go.
To fight another day.
You know, 10 laps to go. Is that the smart move? It's likely the smart move because these guys are pushing their tires hard.
I would say it is the smart move. You got plenty of time when you're that close to the front. Henry is coming, by the way. But yes, I think it's a smart move.
I don't know if Kahn's ready to give up, though. Henry is on the move. It's nice to see him battling up here and in contention for the win.
So I know that was the lap that they all went 3 wide and stuff, but the fastest of the top 3 was a 33.5, and Henry was a 33.39. So he's getting there. And the more they battle, the more he's going to get there. And Dennis Warnez is coming as well.
Yeah, he's a little bit further back.
33. Yeah, he's a little bit further back, but it doesn't take long when they're going 3 wide, you know.
Yeah, these guys are, you know, their mirrors are filled up. Kahn darts down to the bottom. We're in his cockpit right now, just taking a look at what he sees here. Oh.
Yeah.
Getting tight.
Was so close.
You know, from his perspective, like I couldn't see the car on the outside. So once you're in that cockpit, you know, there's not a lot you can really do.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Jason Henry is there. He is there. He has run this pack down, and he is there with 7 to go, coming to 6 to go.
And it almost looks like he's got a little bit more tire too. Maybe from not battling as hard.
Yeah, I mean, he came in the same time as Phillips and Craig, so 1 lap before Con. But yeah, he's there.
Craig is fighting
Craig,
for his life on the high side there.
yeah, he's got to keep the pressure on. He's doing a great job.
I don't think he's going to be successful here. Con can slide up. He's got the room.
Oh, and Craig gets to the inside of him. Crossover move. That's what they got to keep doing. Because I think if Con can get clear for a corner or two, then I think Con will set sail.
Craig sent it.
Craig
And drifted. Slide job.
He did. And well, Con couldn't get low because of Phillip was so close on the inside there. So
Heck of a
here
battle.
comes Phillip. It is a great battle. Coming to 4 to go here with Austin Craig leading. Con, Phillips, and Henry are your top 4 battling for this win.
Throw a blanket over these guys.
In the top 5 there. But yeah, the top 4, that's your battle right now. I'm looking around the track real quick before we get into these last 3 laps. I don't see any. Most everybody else is single file. This battle for the lead is really
Yeah, it's the show. It's the show.
It's definitely the show. It's definitely the show.
I'm rooting for Henry here. I know he's in tough competition. I'm also, you know, want to tip my hat to Phillips a little bit, see what he's got in the tank, but it looks like Craig is just checking out a little bit.
I think I don't think it's over. I don't. I hope. Yeah. I mean, same sentimental pick for sure is Henry. Henry's been here for a long time. I'm not sure if he's got a win or not, but he's running really well tonight. And yeah, I you know, it's stiff competition. Craig, Con, and Phillips, they're consistently up front, and yeah. So
yeah, no room for mistakes. Looks like Con's getting good runs off the exit.
White flag. Yeah. Looks like Craig will need to win this race if he wants a chance at the playoffs. He's P24 in points right now. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's missed the race or not.
Race is
so
official.
We'll see how the point. Yep, race is official. Looks like the top 2 have kind of broken away a little bit. Phillips has kind of backed off a little bit. I'm very surprised Craig is not running the top, but it's working out for him. Coming down the
big run.
Block the top, coming to turn the final corner. Looks like Craig might hold him off. He does. Austin Craig gets his first win of the season. Robert Kahn, P2. Chris Phillips, P3. Jason Henry, great run, P4. Dennis Warnes, P5. That's what he needed. He was right on the bubble there, the playoffs. Man, that was a good race. That was a great race.
I mean, green to checkered.
Green to checkered, yes.
You know, we've been live for like 40, like race wise, like 45 minutes, 47 minutes.
That's a great race. Austin Craig, your winner.
Heck yeah.
He earned that one.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great battle with the 4 of them and just sharing the track and a lot of good racing. A lot of door-to-door racing.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch.
Take a look at
Austin Craig, he needed that. He's going to be tough in the playoffs. He's going to be really tough in the playoffs. Well, we'll check the points a little bit later, right before we hop off after the interviews and such. But yeah, so let's go through your results here. Austin Craig, your winner. Robert Kahn, second. Chris Phillips, third. Jason Henry and Dennis Warnez, 4 and 5. Stephen Shue, P6. Sean Burke, P7. That's a good run. Bud Shearer, P8. Keith Taylor, P9. And Carl Staton, P10. And Mike Rideout is the honorable mention, P11. So, yeah, Dale Adamson came in P15, it looks like. So I'm not sure. Not sure what happened with him, but he had a great run going.
Well, he had to take that extra pit, so I think
Yeah.
that got him in all the trouble, got him off cycle, and then before you know it, there wasn't too much he could really do to get back on with no cautions coming out. Like, if that a caution had came out, like he probably would have had this thing sewed up just with fresher rubber.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll see where he lands. He's P4 in points right now, but I mean, it's not a big gap between P4 and P10. It was 9 points before this race was official. So we'll see how that goes a little bit. Let me see if I can pull in our P3. Chris Phillips. Let's move them all up here. Here.
Collecting the drivers.
I'm collecting the Infinity Stones.
Okay, somebody needs a timeout.
Sometimes Discord. I can't pull Robert Kahn, so if Robert Kahn wants to come in, he can come in. So let's bring in Chris Phillips, our P3. Chris Phillips, it's William in the booth. I just want to say, great run. That was a lot of fun to watch. I would probably be sweating, to be honest with you.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, how did it go? Like green to checker, man. That was a great race to watch.
And it was very fun. I mean, it's slick out here, as Chicago always is, and I mean the racing was top notch. I mean, everybody raced hard and clean, and then I mean, as you've seen, no cautions.
Yeah, yeah. So there at the end, you and Craig were on the same tires, and Henry, and then Con had one lap newer. How did that come into effect at the end, do you think, or did you leave any on the table per se, or were you just burning them up there at the last 10 laps or so?
Mine were pretty shot of there at the end. I was able to save, and I was one of the faster cars on the long runs on the earlier stints, but that time there, I don't know what it was, more rubber on the track or something, but I just riding side by side more than I don't know what it was. I didn't have anything left. I got on the radio and told Jason, appreciate him not running me over there and coming out of forward because he could have if he wanted to. I was pretty shot there at the end. Those guys at the front, man, they did a good job.
Yeah, you guys, it was great to watch. Y'all were 3 wide there at one point. It could have been dirty air, maybe. I know dirty air
Yeah,
comes into play here as well. So
yeah, they drive a lot different in behind people. And yeah, if we would have just stayed 1, 2, 3 there and just waited till like 5 to go, 4 and 5 wouldn't even been close to us. We could have
right.
duked it out then. But yeah, it was fun, man. I had a blast. I just needed a good solid finish to try to get in this playoff. So that's what happened.
Yeah, I think you're I don't know that you're locked in, but I think you're P4 right now
Oh, nice.
after it looks like after tonight's results updated, you're P4 now. So yeah, I think you have a solid run next week. You'll be just fine.
Sweet,
So
sweet. I think that we should have all 3 Foothills boys in here playoff.
yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
give her a go.
Yeah, I think y'all are going to be tough. I think we were talking earlier in the broadcast. You've been kind of sniffing top 3, the entire season, or something's happened at the end or whatever.
Man, I've led so many laps to
Probably the most laps led.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We laughed about it before we came on and raced, and because they said, I guess they watched the broadcast last week. I missed it, and I didn't go back and watch it, but one of them said something about that, and I was like, dude, just to be honest with you, I got another league like that. I was the same way. I just lead so many laps, and then it's self inflicted. I just
Yeah.
and
Well,
bad luck.
tonight wasn't self-inflicted. I think you ran great, but yeah, just didn't
it was
fall
fun.
your way. But great run. Is there anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, absolutely. The big man upstairs, couldn't do it without him. My wife for letting me doing it. Foothills boys, those boys are just good old boys, and they help me go fast. We all get in there and practice together and help each other out, and you can see it on the track. Chris, he ain't racing this league, can't make it, but he's part of that. Stephen and Jeff, James Wagner Welding out there in Wilkesburg, North Carolina. Give him a call for any welding you need. Lightning Esports, you know, you boys for doing this broadcast. I will be watching this one this week. I don't miss many, but I did miss last week's. So I appreciate it, man. That was a great race. Congrats to Austin and Robert there.
All right, man. Well, yeah, it looks like you're solidly in the playoffs if nothing crazy happens next week. So we'll see you next week.
Sweet.
Have a good one.
I hope we have all 3 Foothill boys in there. We'll give her a go.
All right, buddy. Well, have a good one. Thank you.
Yep.
There we go. So, that was Chris Phillips, your P3. Robert Kahn came in for a second and then he left. So we'll bring in our winner, Austin Craig, #1 machine. Looks like Chick-fil-A this week. So Austin, man, that was a great race to watch, first of all. I didn't think you were going to be able to hold off Robert Kahn, to be completely honest with you. But you were sending it in there and you were making it stick. And yeah, that was a hell of a win.
Yeah, man, I wasn't sure if I was gonna hold him off either. I think I pitted at the right time to get a little advantage, but then my wife started messing around with the garage door behind me, and I didn't know what was going on, and I gave up my whole second advantage. And I wasn't really sure what was gonna happen, but everybody raced clean, and it was a good close race all the way to the end. It was fun.
Yeah, we were wondering if you were. I didn't think your tires fell off a cliff there when you gave up that second lead, but I wasn't sure if you were just waiting on them, trying to save some tire or what. But yeah, it sounds like external situation there. But yeah, great run. We were telling Chris when he came in, I would be sweating because that was a lot of side by side, 3 wide for the lead. Pretty much the last 15 laps or so. A lot of fun to watch. So
Yeah.
did fuel ever come into that at the end there?
I wasn't watching it. I knew it would be probably within like a lap or so of
Right.
running out, but it didn't matter. It was either
Yeah.
going to run out or, so it is what it is. Pitted a lap early, like I said, to get that, try to get some time on him, and it worked. But then I gave it all up and had to race pretty hard. But I think he probably could have used me up a little bit more and got me, but he didn't, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, you guys ran super clean, green to checker tonight. Rob, anything else you want to add or ask?
No, I mean, I think, Austin, you solved the mystery. We were wondering why you gave up a second, but, he's fiddling with stuff behind you. It just makes all sense.
It's pitch black in here, and I couldn't see anything that was going on, but I could hear something. It made me a little nervous, and I was looking all over the place besides at the screen. So, at least it worked out. I don't have to go in there and get on her about that.
Well, congrats on your win tonight. Is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Well, I'd like to thank my wife for letting me play for an hour here, and now I'm going to get back in there and get the kids to bed.
Heck yeah, man. All right. Well, thanks for coming out. We're looking forward to seeing you how you dance at Daytona, and then it looks like you're locked in for the playoffs now. So.
Yep.
I appreciate the broadcast, guys.
All right, buddy. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. We're all clear. Let me look at the points before we sign off here, Rob. I'm pulling them up now. So it looks like we have a tie. Robert Reynolds and Stephen Shue are now tied for P1 in the points.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Dang.
Bud Shear is P3. Chris Phillips, P4. Dale Adamson has dropped to P5. Throttle Pottle and Chris Luttrell are tied for P6. Dennis Warnes has moved up. He's tied for P8 with Mike Wright out. and then Jason Henry and Jeffrey Ledford are tied for P10. So pretty close battle from pretty much fourth or fifth on down.
Yeah,
For
that's
points.
crazy,
So
actually, because, the playoffs are coming up. Daytona is next week, and that's the last race on the schedule before we go to the playoffs. So, that's really kind of setting the stage. Is if you finish outside of the top 10, that might be just your marker not to make it because, like you just said, 4th through 10th is only what? What's that? 10 points, 9 points?
yeah, something like that. It's not very much. So
No.
Daytona's a crap. You get wrecked in Daytona and finish 15th. That's going to be rough.
Yeah, and it's super speedway racing. It's typically you're going to be seeing everyone show up for that because everyone's got a shot. It's a different style of racing, and the guys that you don't normally see up front somehow make it up front, and they're showing their cards.
For sure. Yep, I agree. It's gonna be fun to watch.
All right, well, thank you everyone for tuning into SpeedZone TV tonight for race number 6 at Chicagoland Speedway for Lightning Esports. We saw some great racing tonight. Green to checkered, a lot of action at the end. Austin Craig taking home the dub with Kahn in second and Phillips in third. And, just hats off to these drivers for putting on a great show for you guys. And just, going the distance with no carnage. It's not very common to see that. But, just before we sign off, Will, is there anything else you want to throw some sugar on?
No, awesome race, and I hope it continues next week and at Daytona. It's going to be a lot on the line. So
Heck yeah. And, happy to be here and catch the action tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed it tonight as well. Be sure to tune in next week around the same time, 7:40 p.m. EST for the Daytona final race, race 7, before going to the playoffs. Be Will and Rob signing off from SpeedZone TV. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.